There was one nurse who pointed to me and said to the student nurse with her, "This one's a schizophrenic." And when I turned to her and asked her if she could give me something to help with the terrible anxiety I was experiencing, she turned to the student nurse again and said, "They're all drug seekers. Don't give in." And it was in that moment that I felt the most stigmatized, the most worthless, the most disconnected, and the most alone in the world. And at 14, I tried alcohol for the first time, and I loved it. From the moment it touched my lips, it gave me confidence. I loved the secrecy, I loved the numbing, I loved that I could become somebody else. It gave me courage. And I really honestly thought I was fun and charming when I was drinking, but I wasn't. I was in university studying to be a nurse, and I had finally earned a spot on the Canadian precision skating team. And I got my Team Canada tracksuit, and there is nothing like that, knowing that you're going to be competing around the world representing your country. It took me 18 years, and there was no room for mistakes. I demanded perfection from myself and from my team. And this illness started with this intense lack of interest in things. So I remember sitting on my couch in my apartment, and I just slowly disappeared. I pulled away from everybody. I felt worthless and hopeless. I thought everybody hated me and I didn't know what I had done. I could hear voices calling my name. I believed I was dying of various illnesses. I believed that people were following me so that I would start to drive in circles. I didn't make any sense. I had relentless and graphic thoughts of ending my life. And unfortunately, this went on for 5 years. 5 years in and out of the hospital, 5 years where I stood, really at the end of the earth where life has nothing to offer me. But thank goodness that I had the people around me, because I believe that they kept me alive. They watched me and cared for me, because I'll tell you, I had 100 ways to end my life, 100 ways to make it stop hurting. Nurse Mary, she discovered my writings. And Mary was a poet. And she asked if she could take my little poems home and type them up. And so she did that, and she brought them back to me, and she pinned them up on the bulletin board so that people could see them. And she brought me pens and paper, and she saw me, she acknowledged me. But life never follows a straight path. Pain always sort of comes at some point, and adversity confronts you. In 2005, the psychiatrist that had cared for me all those years when I was unwell, the one who never gave up on me, he died by suicide. The one person I'd believed to be utterly dependable died. And I didn't know what to do with the agony. I felt like I couldn't breathe, like my bones couldn't hold me. I was shaken to the core by his death. And I remember, so clearly, being at his funeral and standing and listening to the hymns and thinking to myself, okay, I want to live. I want to live. I really want to live. And I decided I would do everything possible to stay alive and to build the life that I wanted. And I had to learn how to take care of myself. I have to. So I had nothing to be ashamed of. I was a survivor, And I didn't lose everything. The beautiful life was still there. The story isn't that I ended up hospitalized. It's that I made it through stronger and more determined, knowing that I do know how to take care of myself. So here I am at 44, standing before you, a bit banged up and bruised, but I'm up and I'm trying again.
The Circles program has been an encouraging, positive environment that helped me find my self-esteem and the resources that I needed to better myself.
They helped me find stable housing because that's the first step of even getting a job or anything is stable housing. If you don't have stable housing, you have nothing really, and that was my first step, and I was stuck in unstable housing for 3.5 years. Yeah, it's a stepping stone out of poverty for sure, helping you build social skills. Like I said, they helped me make my resume again. I'm currently working, so.
The support is huge. I know, like, for myself, like, I wouldn't do anything if I didn't have support. Like, you know, just that motivation to, like, get up and go, or you can do this, that helps a lot. If we're walking down the street, I would not expect that person to be like, hey, do you need help? Can I help you? Can I support you? So just, it's amazing to know that there's people out in the community that actually want to do this.